Anytime I got you, you the one that I run to. Need to run, claiming that you done, yeah. Shit, I just wanna love you, and girl, you know I'm for you, and girl, you know I need you, working just to keep you, stressing for no reason, hating when you leaving, you know I'm for the healing, yeah. Things change, things happen, you the one that made me happy, slide here, no practice, do we love you like I do, care for you like I would, care for you like
Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to my channel. I am here with another video. Today I am here. I made this curly wig unit. Oh, and y'all ain't never seen me in no curly hair. Just letting the record show. This is like my first time with some curly, so I'm loving it. Like, I feel like this might be my new look. I love the hair. This hair is Hair by Honey. I've been wearing it, like, this is, I think today is like a week since like I actually like made the unit. I have been wearing it during that week, but I've been loving the hair. The only thing that I didn't like was like the curl pattern of the frontal was just a little bit tighter than the bundles, but you know, it's ways to get past that. I just moosed it down and it's okay. It's just like when it dries, like you could just really tell like this curl is like way tighter than this one. Both pretty curl patterns, don't get me wrong, they're both pretty, but this one is just a little bit tighter than the actual bundles. So yeah, this is Hair by Honey. Like I said, I will include all the information on how to purchase the hair in the description box. Anyway, if you're interested in learning how to make this frontal unit, lay your baby hairs, tack your frontal down, just stay tuned. Okay, y'all, so first of all, first things first, get off my knuckles. I know my hands is ashy. So I'm starting with this mesh dome cap. I like these better than the regular spandex dome caps because they just seem more breathable to me. And I am taking my 22-inch canvas blackhead. It's a little messed up because this is my first one and I didn't glued and did a whole bunch of stuff on it, but it's okay. I have this Hair by Honey, as I mentioned before, in an 18, 20, and a 22-inch, and I have this 16-inch frontal, and I have it in the curl tight curly, and I've already bleached and tinted my lace. I'm taking it at the band, and I am matching it up with the edge of the mesh cap. You want to make sure you do this. You want to make sure the band is laying flat across the cap all around. You're going to have that little bit of flap in the front, but that's fine as long as your band is matching along with as long as it lays flat, like, it's fine. So showing you guys how it lays, you want to make sure there's no lumps and bumps along that edge, because if it is, then your frontal is going to be lumpy and bumpy once you put it on your head. I am sewing this down. As you can see, I secured it with some T-pins before I started to sew, and that just made sure that, you know, it wouldn't move around while I'm trying to sew the frontal to the cap. And when I secure it, I wrap the thread around the needle a few times, and that just makes sure it is really secure and it don't go nowhere, girl, because you don't want your frontal flying off your wig. Like, that's bad. So I'm just going to sew this all the way. I don't know what point in the video that I discovered I was ashy and, you know, put on lotion. But, y'all, it was just a bad day and it was cold. Oh, my God. So I got about halfway through. I'm at the top now, and it's still flat. You want to check that as you're sewing it down because it can lift up, especially if you don't secure it with enough T-pins. I use 3. 2 for the sides and then 1 in the middle. And you guys can see when I get to the seams, I like to go through that area twice, and I like to do the wraparound. I like to do this just because I feel like those 2 seams hold the whole cap together. So I just want extra security, and I just want to make sure everything is tacked down and in place and, you know, doesn't move. Because like I said before, that ain't good. So I'm starting with this first bundle, this is the bundle of 22-inch. It wasn't tangled. It was just because the curls were clumped together. That's why I had a hard time getting my fingers through that time. But I am doubling the tracks with my first two bundles, and that just means folding it in half. And I'm just pinning the track down just so it's easier for me to sew since the track is so long, just because I just opened this fresh bundle. And you want to make sure you sew in a straight line and you don't have any gaps or spaces. So pinning it down first helps you so it's not moving all around and janking. What is janking? Oh my gosh. So it's not moving all around when you're trying to sew. And you can see I put the track exactly where the frontal meets. And so we're going to be sewing in that U shape for quite a while. So you just want to make sure everything is secure. I know my mannequin set is wobbly. I need a new tripod. I think I broke, or not broke it, but I'm missing a piece. But yeah, so I'm going to start to sew. Yeah, this is pretty self-explanatory. Just make sure you're tacking down every end of your track, and also make sure when you flip the track back over that you're tacking that down as well too. And again, where the seams are, I am going through it twice and I'm doing the wraparound. So now you see we are at the end and I have to flip the track back around. So I'm flipping it back around and I'm pinning it. I do this for the first bundle only because it's so low and it's so hard for me to actually keep it in my hands when it's that low on the wig cap when I'm sewing. So I'm going and I am doing the wraparound method here too, since I'm meeting the end of the track and flipping it back around. You just want to make sure this is extra flat because that can be a little bulky if you don't make sure you tack it down correctly. So the first bundle is in. That is how much space we cover. I'm going in with the second bundle. This is the bundle of 20 inches and I double that as well. I'm starting where I left off with the 22 inches, and you can see like the colors are a little different. The 22 inches is a little browner than 20, but that's fine. It still came together. It's noticeable in light, but like nothing else. So you just want to sew that second bundle in, and when you get to your third and final bundle, I am not going to double the tracks on this one, and I'm not going to start where I left off. I'm going to start where you see I'm putting the track there. This is just because I felt like I didn't want to run out of space, so I didn't want to start where I left off and flipped over to create more bulk and potentially run out of track, which I didn't. I had a little extra, to be honest. And I sew that in until I get to this U shape. The seams on the cap can actually help you, guide you with this. You want to sew in that U shape from frontal end to frontal end, back and forth until you achieve this U right here. And then once I get that all tacked down and I sew it in place, I'm cutting the track. Oop. And as you can see, that's the space I'm left with to fill. And I'm literally just gonna take the remaining track and I'm gonna go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until I complete the wig. And another thing, it's okay to like measure it out before going back and forth just to know how many rows you'll have. I like to do that just because one time, well, a few times actually, I ran out of hair, and you just can't be running out of hair, girl. You can't backtrack. So you could do that if you want. And once I finished that, I took the clip off the wig, and this is the finished wig.